9 we have studied about the chapter 15 probability. In class 9 probability formula we have studied number of possible trials, of an event upon number of total trial of an event. In 9th whatever we have studied, that was the experimental approach, means depending on different experiments like tossing a coin. So some mathematicians results are there. T. Buffon, he tossed the coin 4040 times. In that he got the heads. 2048 times. So according to this formula, his possible trial of getting head is 2048 and total trial was 4040, and so his getting probability is that 2048 divided by 4040. In this he was getting the approximately the 0.567. Then J. Gerrit tossed 10,000 times. In that he got the heads 5,067 times. So his probability was, according to this formula, 0.5067. While Carl Pearson he tossed the coin 24,000. In that he got the 12,012 times head. So his probability was 12,012 upon 24,000. This was nearly 0.5005. So here we can see the experiment are done by the mathematician at 0.567, 0.506, 0.5005. Generally we toss the coin, then we get the two results, head and tail. So we have total two trials. In that, getting head is one time, and so its probability will be 1 by 2, which is 0.5. Similarly, getting tails also one time. So probability of getting tail is equals to 1 by 2, 0.5. Means we can say that either experimentally or theoretically we see the getting head probability remains near 0.5. So theoretically it is accepted that the probability of getting head is 0.5 and getting tail is 0.5. And so in 10th standard we will study about the theoretical approach of the probability. So here in the experiment of tossing coin we get the two results, head and tail. In that, getting head probability according formula, possible trial 1 and total trial 2. So probability is 1 by 2. And here getting tail probability also, total trial 2 and possible trial only tail 1. So it is 1 by 2. So probability of head and probability of tail is 1 by 2. Suppose we throw a dice, then we get the 6 result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each result's probability we count and probability of 1. So total possible trial is only one time 1. So 1 and total trial is total number 6. So 6. So it is 1 by 6. Similarly probability of 2 also. It is 2 only one time, so 1, and its total possible trial is 6. So probability of 2 also 1 by 6. Probability of 3 also 1 by 6. Probability of 4 also 1 by 6. Probability of 5 also 1 by 6. Probability of 6 also 1 by 6. So such events which has the equal values of the probability, Such experiments are called equally likely events, and such outcomes are called equally likely outcomes. So here we have probability of head equals to 1 by 2, probability of tail equals to 1 by 2. So both the answers are there. So probability of getting head and probability of getting tail are an equally likely outcome. Same way here probability of 1, probability of 2, probability of 3, probability of 4, probability of 5, probability of 6, all are 1 by 6. So they are also equally likely outcomes. Now one more question is there, that equally always they are equally likely, then yes it is they are always equally likely. In the games we toss the coin, that is the reason, because here head and tail are equally likely probably, and so we toss the coin in the game, so there is no partiality in favoring of any team, and that's why we use the coin to toss the game. Elementary events. So we have seen in tossing the coin we get the two results individually, head and tail. In throwing the dice we get the individual result 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we toss the coin 2 times, then we have the 4 results. If we toss first time, then head tails, tails heads, and tails tails. So individually we take getting probability of H. So getting probability of tail, getting probability of 1, probability of 2, probability of 3, or probability of heads, probability of H tails, head and tail. So such events which are individual events are called elementary events of the experiments. So here we can see the getting head probability PH equals to 1 by 2 and getting tail probability PT equals to 1 by 2. So here 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 we add, then it becomes a 1. Same way getting 1 probability 1 by 6, getting 2 probability 1 by 6, getting 3 probability 1 by 6, 4 1 by 6, 5 1 by 6 and 6, and all this probability we add, then we can say that it is 6 by 6 means 1. Again if we take getting head, double head probability is 1 by 4, heads and tails probability 1 by 4, tails and heads probability 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. So each individual probability is 1 by 4 and its total will be 4 by 4 equals to 1. So we can say that the sum of all the elementary events is always 1. Now we will see complementary events. So any event is given, its opposite event is called a complementary event. For example, if we throw the dice, then getting 3 or less than 3 number, then obviously we can say that 3 or less than 3. So its opposite will be what? Getting 3 or greater than 3 numbers. So if this event is, we say E, then this event is said E bar. The complementary is denoted by E bar or not event E, not an event E. So the complementary events means the given events and its opposite event is called complementary event. So here we can see the number, when we throw the dice we get the 6 results 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 3 or less than 3 means 1, 2 and 3. So possible trials are 3 and total trials are 6. So its probability is 3 by 6 will be 1 by 2, and so probability of event equals to 1 by 2, and here probability of not an event E, that we can see here. So greater than 3 means 4, 5, 6, so 3 results and total results are 6, so it is also 1 by 2. So we can see that probability of event E and probability of not an event E, its addition will be always 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 equals to 1. So we can derive one more formula, probability of event plus probability of not an event equals to 1. And so we can write that probability of event equals to 1 minus P not E, and probability of not E equals to 1 minus P. Let's see one more example. Suppose we throw the coin 2 times, then we have the 4 results: double time heads, heads tail, tail heads, and tails tails. So event E we take as that getting 2 times heads. And so probability of E is equals to getting 2 times heads only one result, and total results are 4, so it will be 1 by 4. Now event E we have taken as getting 2 times head, then its opposite event means not event E will be not getting 2 times head. That is means probability of not A equals 2. So not 2 times head means 1, 2, 3 results are there, so 3 times possible trial, and total trials are 4, so its probability will be 3 by 4. Now we add both the results, then 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 equals to 4 by 4 equals to 1. So anytime we can say that probability of event plus probability of not an event is equals to 1. Now we will see the impossible event and sure event. So some events are that we can think, but it is not possible, like getting more than 6 number on the dice. So on the dice we can say 6 number till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is marked and more than 6 is not marked, so it is not possible, and so such an event is called impossible event. An impossible event probability will be always 0, while the sure event, the number getting 6 or less than 6 on the dice, then we will get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 any number, so it will be sure occur, and so such an event is called sure event. So impossible event means the event which is always not possible is called impossible event. The probability of impossible event is always 0. The probability of impossible event is always 0. While sure event, the event which always occur is called sure event. For example, and its probability is 1. One more example we can say sure event to getting a mango fruit from the mango tree. So always we get the mango fruit from the mango tree, so its probability is 1. But to getting a mango fruit banyan tree, then it's never possible. So it is called impossible event, and its probability is 0. Now we have probability formula, number of possible trials upon number of total trials. So we can see that number of possible travels is always be denoted by m by n. Then m value will be always less than n. M value will be always less than 1. So m equals to m less than n, and so the fraction is the proper fraction. So proper fraction value always lies between 0 and 1. So probability of any event is either 0 or 1 or between 0 and 1. So always the probability value will lies between 0 and 1. So in other words, we can say that probability of any event is equals to 0 or greater than 0 and is equals to 1 or less than 1.